Hey guys, it's Sunday, August 12th, and I'm going to kind of do a live stream right now. There's a lot I wanted to share with you guys and talk about. Uh, some of it may be, on my way down to St. Louis, and some really cool stuff. I don't know if you can see that monument behind me. We stopped at Lincoln's tomb in Springfield, Illinois, and I thought how ironic that on day one of my journey, I stopped in Gettysburg, PA, where our 16th president gave maybe one of the most famous speeches. Did I just say speeches? Speeches ever. The Gettysburg Address. So on day one of my journey, uh, I stopped in a very historical place. And here on day 35, today's the last day of 5 weeks. I'm stopping at his gravestone, paying some respects. I got a lot of pictures I'm going to share with you pretty soon. Um, and there's a spot where I took a picture. You could see his nose is all kind of, his bronze is all shiny from people rubbing it for good luck. So I did that to take the best I could of the rest of the trip. So look for those pictures there. So I guess I don't even know how far outside of St. Louis I am, but I think we're going to be stopping pretty soon. I don't have to make it to St. Louis tonight because I'm stopping hopefully at a little roadside motel because I don't have a lot of money, and the closer I get to St. Louis, the more expensive it is. But I wanted to share with you guys a couple of thoughts I had today and something I thought was really special to me that triggered this whole thing. Um, and I'm going to ramble, but anyway. So first of all, I started to leave Merrillville, Indiana, and I got this really great email on Facebook from Jennifer, who I guess lives not far from me in Hanover. And one of the things that's been the hardest for me to deal with during this, let me get that in the background, in this journey has been that, what I'm doing is really impacting us, and and or impacting people. Not everybody. Not everybody feels like I always felt, or was made to feel. But people do, and they're coming out to share that with me. And so I guess I'm kind of feel like I'm not just walking for me and my kids anymore, but I'm walking for a whole group of folks. And Jennifer's email to me was really heartfelt, and she's doing something of her own that I consider pretty special. I told her I wanted to give her a call. We exchanged numbers, and I want to kind of talk with her about some things. I haven't had a chance to really stop and sit down and talk with her yet, but I'm going to ask her also if I can post her, because I don't know if it's just to me or if everybody sees it, but I'm going to ask to post her email or to my community site and share it with you guys because it's just really heartfelt and really inspiring to me. But so along those notes, did a lot of driving today, and it reminded me of something. I keep talking about music and how music kind of motivates me, and I have this memory that's kind of weird. For those of you that don't know that have joined new, I've got this thing that I thought everybody had, but I have this ability to not just remember, but relive moments. So where I was, what I was doing, exactly what I was feeling at the moment. Sometimes the hair on my arm stands up when I think about it. But one of those moments happened today, and I wanted to share it with you guys. And of course, with me, if you haven't known this yet, one simple little thought leads to 13 others. And um, good Lord, what was the name of that group? Anyway, okay, so today, one of the things that's been pretty cool is I was in my car with, not my car, but in a car with XM radio. And I remembered I had a memory. So there's a few songs I want you guys to kind of pay attention to here, or almost even try to upload to my site if you can, and download them to your phone if you can, because I think if you want to take this journey with me and know who I am, these little things, as meaningless and as irrelevant as they may be to you, next time you hear them, you might go, hey, that was, Journey Jim back there, and that song meant something to him. So I had a special moment probably about a year and a half ago now, where I took my kids to the Philadelphia Zoo. They actually do an overnight sleep at the zoo program that was really, really cool. So that night, I took my kids to the zoo. We slept out in what they call the tree house, and you just get your sleeping bags out. That sounds like a big jet. I guess we're near an airport here. But we sleep out. But I remember that day on the drive home, I had XM radio, Sirius Radio, the 50 station on, and a song came on that is just really cute. If you got kids and you want to hear some kind of old music, upload a song called The Thing by Phil Harris. And the reason it was so special to me was it was just a song that I'm recording. My kids love it. Of course, they get frustrated because they can't figure out what the thing is. But so they is a song that I'll always remember and associate with that day. But then there's more to it than that. So for me, the thing struck a chord because I recognized the voice right away, and you guys may as well. I almost want to kind of let you hear it first and take a guess. So, spoiler alert: if you don't want to hear where the voice is or what, if you can picture it, fast forward about 30 seconds. So anyway, the voice is the gentleman that played two famous animated cartoon guys. He played the bear in the Jungle Book. He's the one that sings the Bare Necessities, named Phil Harris. But the one that really struck with me was another memory of mine. This is going to be kind of weird because you guys, you don't know me, but I have a memory that's just ridiculous with things in life. So he sang, he's in the animated movie Robin Hood. He's Robin's sidekick, Little John. He plays a big bear in that too. But that's the voice that stuck with me because I've seen that movie so many times. But one of the reasons I've seen that movie so many times is because I remember the first time I saw it. So I'm just sharing a little bit about me with you. So this is God's Honest True Story. So I'm going to say 73. My mom and dad took me and my brothers to Radio City Music Hall to see the Christmas show in the Rockettes. And before they did the show, they aired the Disney movie Robin Hood, the animated one. And I remember specifically, and here's how I can remember the dates, because there's a scene in that movie where the big mother hen, I believe they call her Mother Cluck, gets into a fight with the evil king's henchmen. And she's running through the field like a bunch of football players and knocking people out with straight arms. And I remember looking at my brother and saying, boy, she's better than John Cappelletti. So to those of you that are old enough to know who John Cappelletti is, you're old with me. I was only about 5 or 6 years old at the time. John Cappelletti won the Heisman Trophy as a running back for the Penn State Nittany Lions. And I remember saying that exact line to my brother, which will always tell me how I know what year it was when I saw this movie. This is just kind of how my mind works. So anyway, so if you play the movie The Thing by Phil Harris, don't play the movie, find the song called The Thing. You can get it on iTunes and play it for you and your kids. Just play it for you. It's a good old song. It's kind of a funny, upbeat song. And but what I love is when I hear songs I've never heard before. So today, here I am driving down the road and I'm flipping back and forth between 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s. And a song comes on that I never heard before. But it just struck me, and it struck the letter or the email I got from Jennifer. And I don't want to say it is kind of how I feel exactly, but the song is by a group, I guess, called Moving Pictures, and it's called What About Me? And it brought tears to my eyes, as again, you guys know I'm a crybaby. But take a look and see if you can download. I have already downloaded it onto my phone. A song called What About Me by Moving Pictures. And when you listen to it, I don't want it to be What About Me, but when you listen to it, those of you that are following me, those of you that are feeling jaded and beat down a little bit and kind of seeing the value in what I'm doing and why I'm doing it, you know, make it What About Us. So I guess I got a little emotional because of a few things. One is, you know, he talks about, you know, people that, you know, I don't know. I mean, you'll hear the song. But it just came on the heels. I'd never heard the song before. So whenever I hear new music, and again, I'll always remember that, you know, the same way I can remember 1973, Christmas of 73, watching Robin Hood with my parents and my brother. I'll always remember today, the same way I could always remember the other song, The Thing, as the day I took my kids the morning after we left the Philadelphia Zoo after a sleepover. So it's just, so the movie is called What About Me? I think it's called What About Me? Moving Pictures. And it's just a great song, but it also, I found some songs along the way here that are inspiring me. And it made me realize through Jennifer's email, and again, it's a hard thing for me to kind of wrap my arms around and hands around, but you know, there are people that I'm kind of, that are in the same boat as me, that I'm walking and trying to share my experiences with, not just for a website and not just to tell my kids and not just for a book, but to share, you know, to let them maybe touch somebody. And you know, I have to admit, the fact is, based upon a lot of support and emails and text messages I get, that there are a lot of people that are, I hate to sort of be in touch, but kind of getting what I'm doing. So anyway, probably going to be wrapping up for a night here soon. I just thought, how ironic, how could I bypass Lincoln's grave when I was at, you know, the site of his most famous address or speech, maybe the most famous in our country, along with John F. Kennedy's. It's not what you can do for your, I'm sorry, what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. Those two probably for me might be the two most famous speeches I know of. So I thought it'd be ironic I couldn't just drive down to St. Louis without getting off the road here and coming to Springfield, Illinois, and paying my respects to him. So I want to share some pictures soon. But if you guys want to hear some music that I'm sure you guys, at least I never heard the song, but certainly I'm sure it's not in your top 100 playlist. But look up The Thing by Phil Harris, and then as you hear the voice, you can picture the things I told you about earlier, so I don't give you more spoiler alerts in case you did skip ahead. And then think about the Moving Pictures song, What About Me, and listen to it, and kind of, you know, picture me on this journey. Maybe you'll put that in your playlist, and, you know, 10 months from now that song comes on and you'll remember where you were when you know, you heard about what the heck I'm doing and stuff like that. So, guys, I love you. Have yourselves a great day. I still got to stop and do some wash and find a Walmart. I haven't quite done that. I figure I'll do that when I get to a little town. Right back there, that's the monument. You'll see some pictures around the front of the building. I'm on the side now in the shade because it's really, really hot out here. Anyway, love you guys. Thanks for listening.